Do you feel like managing your money is just too overwhelming or confusing? Do you struggle to figure out where all your money goes each month and wonder how you can finally take control of your finances? Well, you're not alone. Starting to budget might seem like a huge task, but it's one of the most important steps toward financial freedom. In this video, we're going to walk you through how to start budgeting step by step, even if you've never done it before. We'll cover everything from setting up a budget to tracking your expenses, and even how to create savings goals. Let's dive in and get started on the path to financial clarity. Step 1. Get set up. Before jumping into the numbers, the first step is to get everything set up. This means gathering all the materials you'll need to track your spending. Don't worry, it's easier than it sounds. First, gather all your financial statements from the past month. This includes your bank statements, credit card bills, and debt statements. These will be the foundation of your budget. The more detailed your records are, the better idea you'll have about where your money is going. This will also give you a clear starting point to know exactly where your money is being spent. Many people personally use debit and credit cards for most purchases because it gives them a clear record of everything they spend, but you can use any method that works for you. Just make sure you have all the information at hand. You'll need this data to make sure your budget is accurate. Being organized from the start will save you time later and help keep things simple. Next, open up the free spreadsheet linked in the description of this video. The spreadsheet is a simple tool to help you track your expenses easily. To get started, simply go to the File menu and make a copy for yourself. This spreadsheet will allow you to plug in all your spending information and calculate your budget automatically. Once everything is in place, you'll be all set to begin creating your budget. Once you're set up with your statements and the spreadsheet, you are ready for the next step. Step 2. Track your expenses. Now that you're all set up, the next thing to do is track and record every single purchase you made during the past month. It might sound like a lot of work, but it's the key to understanding your financial situation. Take your statements and begin filling in the spreadsheet. Start with the date of the purchase, then the type of expense. For example, if you paid your rent, you'll write down the date and the amount spent on rent. Do this for every purchase you made during the month, whether it's your rent, phone bill, groceries, or coffee. Tracking every expense might seem tedious, but it's the best way to get a clear picture of your spending. In the third column, you'll categorize each expense. This is important because it helps you see exactly what types of expenses are taking up your money. Categories might include things like rent, groceries, entertainment, utilities, and so on. Organizing your expenses into categories will make it easier to spot areas where you're overspending. Now, the next step is to break down your expenses into two types, fixed and variable. Fixed expenses are costs that stay the same every month, things like rent, subscriptions, and insurance. Variable expenses are more unpredictable, like groceries, gas, and entertainment. Understanding this distinction will help you figure out which expenses you can cut back on to save more money. It's always helpful to know exactly where your money is going each month so you can make adjustments if needed. Finally, classify each expense as a need or a want. A need is something essential for living, like rent, groceries, and utilities. A want is something you could live without, like dining out, entertainment, and luxury items. This distinction will help you see where you can make cuts to save money. Sometimes, it's surprising to realize how much money we spend on things we don't really need. Once you finish tracking your expenses, you'll have a clear picture of where your money is going. This is where the magic happens. Step 3. Subtract spending from income. Now comes the most important part, subtracting your expenses from your income. This is where you'll see if your budget is sustainable. Understanding whether you're spending more than you make is the key to managing your finances. Look at the total amount of money you've spent over the month and compare it to your income. If your expenses are higher than your income, you're in the red, and that means you need to adjust your budget. The goal is to spend less than you earn so you can save and avoid going into debt. It's crucial to know this step because it helps you identify any financial gaps you might have. Open the Budget Breakdown tab on your spreadsheet, where you'll enter your monthly income. For example, if your after-tax income is $2,500, write that down. Then, the spreadsheet will automatically calculate your total spending for the month and give you a remaining balance. Having a clear breakdown of income and expenses helps you see if you have enough left over to save, or if you need to make adjustments. If you have money left over, congratulations. You're on the right track. If not, it's time to rethink your spending. It's a good idea to set a realistic savings goal and work toward that goal while ensuring your spending stays under control. By doing this, you'll start creating a buffer for emergencies or future investments. Step 4. Analyze your expenses. If you're spending more than you're earning, it's time to dig into your expenses and figure out where you can cut back. Analyzing your spending is a crucial step to getting your budget back on track. Sometimes it's the smallest expenses that add up over time, so it's worth taking a deep dive into where your money goes. Start by looking at your wants versus needs spending. If you're spending too much on things you don't absolutely need, like eating out or subscriptions, consider cutting back. For example, if you find that you've spent $200 on dining out, you might decide to cut that down to $100 next month. Cutting back on wants will free up money for other important areas, like saving or paying down debt. Next, take a closer look at your variable expenses. These can be harder to predict, but they're also easier to change. If you're spending a lot on things like gas or groceries, see if there's room to save. Maybe you could start meal planning to reduce grocery costs or carpool to save on gas. Cutting back on these expenses can really make a difference over time. Finally, take a look at your fixed expenses. These are usually harder to change, but there may still be areas where you can save. For example, could you switch to a cheaper phone plan or cancel subscriptions you don't use? Every small change adds up. By making adjustments to both fixed and variable expenses, you'll be closer to creating a budget that you can maintain for the long term. By cutting down on unnecessary spending, you'll make your budget more sustainable and free up money for other goals. Step 5. Create saving goals. Now that you've built a sustainable budget, it's time to use your leftover money to work toward your financial goals. Take a look at the Savings Goals tab on your spreadsheet. You can use this to set specific, measurable goals for your money. Whether it's building an emergency fund, saving for a vacation, or investing for the future, it's essential to have clear goals. For example, let's say you want to save $500 for an emergency fund. Record that goal on your spreadsheet, and then set a monthly target to make sure you're making progress. If you can save $50 per month, you'll reach your goal in 10 months. Having savings goals will give you something to work towards and keep you motivated to stick to your budget. Step 6. Constantly revisit and revise. Budgeting isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing process. As your life changes, so will your budget. Your income may increase, your expenses might change, or your goals could shift. It's important to regularly revisit your budget and make adjustments. Take some time every month to review your spending, see if you're meeting your savings goals, and make changes where necessary. Life can be unpredictable, but by keeping your budget updated, you'll always be in control of your finances. Remember, the key to a successful budget is spending less than you make. Creating and sticking to a budget takes time and effort, but it's one of the best things you can do for your financial future. Starting your budgeting journey doesn't have to be overwhelming. By taking it step by step, tracking your spending and setting goals, you can create a budget that works for you. If this video helped you understand how to get started with budgeting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our Scale Smarter YouTube channel for more practical financial tips. Let us know in the comments what your biggest budgeting challenge is and how you're working to overcome it. And remember, budgeting is a journey, not a race. Keep at it, and you'll see your financial situation improve. Thanks for watching.